Welcome back, my friends. Tyrannosaurus Moth, aka TS Moth here, and today we're going to take a look at the G.I. Joe Classified Series Profit Director, Destro. So let's do it. To kick things off, let's look at the aesthetics of the figure and how the paint apps are and sculpting, all that fun stuff. Destro here is in a different color scheme, however the exact same sculpt and mold as the standard release black and silver Destro, which I don't have. I saw this one and had to own this one, and I figured I'd rather just have one Destro, so this is the one I have. Overall, some really nice paint apps, especially when we get to the leopard print here on the thighs, the waist. The collar here just looks pretty dang sweet if you ask me. Gold paint, very nicely done. Again, no bleeding, nothing like that. Very clean on the arm as well. As you can see as I focus, there we go. So missiles very cleanly painted. Going around the back, I'm hoping my light isn't totally killing this here. There's not a lot of paint to speak of overall, just because you basically have the red, you have a little bit of silver-ish black here at the, I guess like a gunmetal gray here at the zipper and the belt, some brighter red on his gauntlets and his holster slash snack pack, whatever that is. So a little bit of gold on the tips of the boots and gold on the head, and then he's got some red and silver on his pendant here. I can't remember if that's on the standard release. You can let me know if you own it. That's just about it for the figure itself, and then we get into the paint apps, which we also have on his accessories. I'll go over those, more of the accessories. I guess I'll tie in the aesthetics of the accessories when I do the accessories. Pardon me, I'm not doing this with a script. So that being said, we're going to move on to the next section. Now let's get into some really fun stuff. Let's talk about the articulation. As you can see, it balances pretty well. I lucked out. Mine has pretty tight joints all around. I know this line has had some bit of variation with that, because I know my Snake Eyes, the standard release, definitely has a super loose waist, but everything else is fine on that one. This one, everything's super tight. Not too tight, which is good, especially because you want to have the whole leniency of it loosening up over time as you pose it more and play around with it. So as you can see, our high kicks are definitely on point. And despite his holster attaching to the belt, it kind of pushes up against the leg a little bit, but doesn't actually keep you from getting that pose. Bring him into more of a vanilla pose. And back. We'll start from the head, go down to the toes. So for the head, we have what is standard in the Classified Series line, where there is a ball joint up here at the head. If I can get that to focus. Maybe not. I guess not. Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, okay. So, ball joint up here at the head. Another ball joint at the bottom of the neck, which gives you a decent range. You can kind of look down, can't really bury the chin. Looking back, looking up, don't really get that far back, honestly, thanks to the collar. It feels like you should be able to get a little bit more there, but it just ain't happening. So you get a little bit of tilt, so you can get some attitude, which is really good considering the accessories, which again we'll get into. So let's go that way. Get down to the shoulders. We do have butterfly joints, so forward, back. We hinge all the way up, get a little bit past 90. We have our bicep swivel. We have double jointed elbows, which don't quite get us a full fold. That's mainly thanks to these gauntlets here. Again, there's just no way around that one, which is fine. It's a sculpt thing. They did cut in a little bit here to allow for that, but you can only do so much. We have a swivel at the wrist, and we have vertical hinges on both hands, which makes me super happy. I am a lefty, and so pretty much all my figures end up being left-handed regardless of whether the character is or not. So vertical hinges on the left hand are extra super points for me. Then we go to the torso, and let me try and adjust my light here a little bit. Felt like the beginning was very bright, and now we're not really getting there. So we have our ab crunch. So you can come forward a little bit, come back all the way. That's pretty inhuman, and again, that's pretty standard with G.I. Joe Classified. Feel like I'm not getting the full effect here. There you go. And there is a ball joint here at the waist, and you can get some swivel. That will go all the way around. I don't know why I always feel weird actually making them go all the way around. I feel like I'm going to break something even though I know I'm not. Brings us down to bottom of the hips. Again, as is standard with this line, we have drop down hips, which is awesome. That's something you usually don't see on a $20 figure, but you do here, and that allows you to come all the way out. A little bit different for his right leg because, again, of the holster that is attached. So you can get out there, but you're going to get some resistance from the holster piece. So that just is what it is. I mean, it's Destro. It's not like he's going to be doing any crazy ninja flips and stuff like that. I mean, maybe. It's all up to you. That's the fun part about toys, is it not? After that, we got our thigh swivel. We have double jointed knees, which do get you a fold in half. Coming down from there, we have boot swivel, shin cut, whatever you want to call that, and ankles. We can come back pretty much all the way. Wow, my phone is not liking this distance thing. I gotta fix my lighting. And forward, not quite as much. Yeah, I need more lights. And oh yeah, and how can I forget that pivot? Hasbro just loves throwing those pivots in, and I love them for it. That's why people love Hasbro. Not specifically for that, but you know, overall, they really make it work. And yeah, that's pretty much all the articulation. By pretty much, I mean it is literally all the articulation. So let's move on to our next piece. Now let's talk accessories, y'all. If you know me, you know I love accessories in real life and on action figures. So it's a kind of a double yay. And this figure, the accessories are one of the biggest draws to it, honestly. I mean, I definitely think so. I think it has the greatest accessory that was released this year, 2020. And we'll get to that. Actually, I'm going to bring that one up last, just because I like saving the best for last. So, starting off, and I'm going to add the accessories as I talk about them, because I think that'd be a fun way to approach this. We'll see if that instinct was true. So, we're going to start off. It is a G.I. Joe figure, so obviously weapons are important, and the one weapon Destro comes with is the golden gun, or a golden gun. His golden gun, specifically. Can't really see the details there. There's no other paint apps on it. Just a gold gun. And that fits right in his holster. It fits in either hand. Both hands are trigger fingers. So he can wield it however, which gives you a lot of posing options, which is pretty cool. And then moving on, let's go to his the biggest accessory he comes with, which would be the pimp cape. This is kind of almost a full leopard over a red cape with a gold chain holding it together. That's awesome, and it looks amazing on him. They did a great job of this. This particular Destro figure is based off a con exclusive from years ago, 2014, I want to say. I could be incorrect in that. And that figure, while exact same paint scheme, did not have the cape. And the cape adds so much. Honestly, that really gives this a kick-ass silhouette. Do you not agree? It's just, that's absolutely fabulous. I cannot say enough good things about that. That's where there's a little sloppiness in the paint on mine, and honestly, I do not care at all about that because you don't notice it. Yeah, I don't even think that's really going to show up in photos. So I'm happy. And that's the important part. That's why we buy these things, to be happy. Moving on, we look at a variation from, this was an accessory that came with the original Destro, and that is his case. The original one was silver, if I'm not mistaken. It's just a suitcase, has the Cobra logo on there. Handle is painted. Nothing else on the outside is painted, but you got some hinges, like pretty good detail. And you open it up, then you start seeing some paint. You got this whole bunch of cash, and you got what I assume to be a computer screen, the Cobra logo. They're really good at branding, as we know, and your QWERTY keyboard, I'm assuming. There's obviously no paint apps there. They're not going to put that much, they're not going to put effort into that. It's still awesome that it's there. And really, if you want to get into customizing and like making that look even better, it's highly possible. So that is his suitcase, and we're going to put that in his right hand. Also, you might notice me making whooshing noises when I go to move things and stuff like that. I don't know what that is. That's some tick I've had, I guess. There we go. He's ready for work now. He's ready to go work at the aquarium. All right. So now he's ready for business. Then we go to the second best accessory, and that is his sunglasses. These things are a great shade. I don't think it's actually going to show up on camera, especially with, again, the lighting I have here. It's a little too cold, but it's got a, I don't know, I'm trying to think of the term. It starts off in kind of an orangey goldish and then fades down to a purple. Not translucent at all, mostly because of the paint, but still really well done, and they fit perfectly on his head. And that rules. That looks boss, does it not? And you can bring those up. Still looks good, still hangs on. I mean, you're not going to be like flinging around. Actually, they hold pretty well, never mind. Best way to make something work is to say it's not going to work somehow. And then finally, the number one accessory, the best accessory. I only have one, not gripe with it, but thing I wish they had done, and I'll get to that in a second. And that accessory is flaming money. More figures need to come with flaming money. So as you can see, it is looks to be a 100, or a stack of 100s. You got a little band here, which is green, just like the rest of the cash itself. And then you get some orange flames coming off. I believe the plastic itself is green with the orange painted, because the orange is a bit of a gloss. Hopefully you can see that. The one thing I wish is that they had done this in an orange translucent plastic and then painted the cash green. I think that would have looked absolutely stunning. It's the only thing that would have elevated this. This is still the greatest accessory I've seen this year. And it fits in either hand, again, because he's got trigger fingers. You can just slide it between the fingers there. Again, don't know how well it's going to show up, but I hope it shows up on it so you can see. There we go. And you can see, just kind of sandwich it between the fingers there, and there you go. Now he is, again, ready for his job at the aquarium, burning money. Coming into the home stretch now, let's take a look at how our Scottish pimp sizes up with other figures from same line, from other lines, from other companies, etc. Starting off with his ride or die, Baroness, another favorite character of mine from way back in the day. I thought they did a great job with that figure as well. Again, the classified series, I keep saying again, and I don't mean again because I haven't said something previously, but besides that, Baroness scales up really well. The Classified series as a whole has been really good about giving different heights to different characters and not reusing a whole ton of bodies. So you get some really cool variation just within the line itself. After that, let's take a look at a Star Wars Black series. This is the Purge Trooper. It was a GameStop exclusive last year, I believe. Looks pretty cool next to Destro. Not really imposing, but definitely good as a soldier. So if you have a bunch of these, that's not a bad army builder. If you want to mix your worlds, definitely some cool crossovers that are possible there. Let's take those two out. And let's move on to something a little more standard. I guess the industry standard. I mean, most people have some Marvel Legends. So let's look at him next to Nightcrawler. A lot more red and black. You're going to see a lot of that. A lot of my figures are red and black. Scales up pretty well. Another Hasbro line, actually the last one I have here from another Hasbro line, my personal favorite, the Power Rangers Lightning Collection. So here he is next to a Putty. And again, they all size up pretty well next to each other. I think that looks pretty cool. Taking them out. Let's look at some bigger stuff. So here he is next to Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat 3 Sector. Hope he's going to fall over, isn't he? There we go. Alright. Obviously, these don't scale very well. I mean, Sector is a robot, but he was a man first, and then he became a robot. So, not the greatest, but they do look cool next to each other. You get a lot of shiny plastic there, and I love shiny. Next, let's look at him next to another larger figure, next to NECA's Terminator. It's the Power Arm version, updated version of a classic. So again, much larger figure, doesn't really fit in the same world, but you can do tricks with photography to make that work if you really got a cool idea. And I got two more figures to compare. I don't want to take that one out. And then we'll be going to our closing thoughts. So first one is Kamen Rider Ghost. This is an SH Figuarts, usually a smaller scale, as you can see, which can work, which cannot work. I actually just realized that they have the opposite hands raised, so that works too. A little bit of synchronicity. Taking that one out. And finally, I'm going to close it out with slight kit bash, well, not really a kit bash, articulated icons. Ninja, this is starting to become a me as an articulated icons ninja. Just missing the hair thing in the back. So as you can see, they scale up relatively well. Articulated icons tend to be just below that 6-inch mark, but they still work. Again, they're army builders, and they're really fun figures. So now that that's been said, let's go on to final thoughts. Closing. Do I think you should buy Prophet Director Destro from the G.I. Joe Classified series? As an emphatic yes. Honestly, like I said, the design is just super awesome. It's fun. The accessories are absolutely fantastic. Probably the best I've seen this year. Certainly at the $20 price point where the figure doesn't have a million accessories. It works in a lot of different situations. You can have a lot of fun with this stuff. And as I've said before, that's what this is all about. So, you won't see this in the wild. This is a fan channel exclusive, which means that it's generally only available at online outlets like BigBadToyStore, where I just checked and it is still in stock. So I will be putting a link below to BigBadToyStore for you to be able to purchase it. I think Entertainment Earth might have it as well, so I'll probably drop that link as well. So if you wish to purchase this, and believe me, you should, check the comments. And with that, I will see you all next time. Take care.